Hi everyone, my name is Iben and welcome back to a new episode of the Zoo of Ghent. First of all, I want to apologize if my voice sounds different than usual, if I have to make more cuts than I usually do. I've had a pretty bad sinus infection. I've been sick all week, so you'll probably hear it a little bit. It hasn't been fun, but what is fun, better, is that today I am incredibly honored to be joined by one of my absolute favorite content creators in this community, the wonderful ZSHplays. Hello!
Hello! Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, thanks for joining me. I'm really happy that you wanted to do this. And yeah, I think you know why you're here for this episode specifically.
I've seen the screenshots, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, because in his latest episode, he said that he couldn't do weekly Planet Zoo episodes anymore, and I couldn't do that to his community, so that's why I'm inviting him here so that they have an episode. You're welcome.
If you can release this on Saturday at 5 p.m, that'd be really helpful.
I will. I will make sure that it's the case. No, I've invited you because, as you can see, everyone, I've made a ZooLights exhibition, and I'm not a big fan of those in real life. I'm rather skeptic about it until I saw your episode on it in Belmont Zoo, and then I was like, damn it, that looks amazing. And you inspired me so much that I really wanted to hear your opinion on what I've made here in this section. So,
I think it's already looking better than mine. It's funny you should say that because I kind of don't really have any interest in ZooLights in real life either. I've never been to one, but what inspired mine was in a couple of the cities near where I live, they have annual light nights. Where the whole city gets lit up and they do things with lasers and stuff, so whole like old Victorian buildings get turned into completely different buildings with different coloured lights. Sometimes it's even animated. Whereas the ones I've seen in zoos tend to be a bit more low budget than that. So I thought it'd be fun, seeing as you've got an infinite budget in Planet Zoo, to just go really crazy with it. And I can see you've followed the same line of reasoning. This already looks more impressive than any I've seen in real zoos.
Yeah. I've recently, as in last week, visited one in the Zoo of Antwerp, and that was the first one that I actually liked, and that was also like, for me, the moment where I'm like, okay, these things can be good, but yeah, I can totally understand it as well. But yeah, we've got some cool things to see.
I love that. Is that a giant crab? Yes.
Yes.
I like it.
That's one of the statues that I made out of the light pieces. There's
that's
only
really
two
cool.
of them. I'm just gonna be honest here. Again, I wanted to do more, but as I said, I was sick, so I had to scale this down a little bit. But yeah, this kind of stuff was in the ZooLights in Antwerp, and I just had to try to make it as well. It's so over the top, but it's cool.
It is, but I really like it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and there's also like your more typical stuff. Man, I'm blanking on the English words for this.
I don't know what they're called. Just like lights.
Coral pieces. I was going to say anemones, but no, coral pieces. Coral pieces, these kinds of sea flowers, bubbles. Yeah, it's a lot in this area.
One of my favorite things is just putting up lights on the trees. It's simple, but you whack a couple of spotlights down, red and blue. It just looks so good straight away.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I also really liked, and I really had to like, I bounced against the boundaries of the game, because if you get too many of those, you get like weird Z fighting for lighting. So I did have to tone it back a little bit, but I'm really happy with how it looks right now. I'm especially a fan of these clams with the pearl in it.
That's cool.
it's such a stupid thing, but it works really, really well.
So is all of this stuff only in the zoo for Zoo Nights, I'm presuming?
Yeah, exactly. And especially in this case, I also didn't want the entire zoo to be part of ZooLights, so I did block it off. And apparently I put in barriers everywhere except for in the sculptures. But yeah, this is an octopus. I saw like a huge one in Antwerp. I believe I do have footage of it. I'll stitch it in this video if I don't forget it. But yeah, it's a testament to what you can make with these pieces, because frankly, we've gotten like a bunch of them in the last DLCs. But it's nice that you can make many of these cool things with them.
Yeah, they're so small. They're super useful.
Yeah.
I know I've not used them that much, but I know you've been using them like with the lights turned off to make non-light things, right?
This boat is right. Honestly, for like a big part of it, it's the light panel pieces. It's pretty insane, and I'm actually using it as light pieces now. So yeah. So one thing that I wanted to do very specifically is make 2 different kind of areas in this ZooLights festival thing. This is the side of it where there's like a lot of stuff, where it's overabundance, lights everywhere. But I also wanted to do a section where there's like where it's much more toned down and it's not over the top, because I understand that there's people who are easily overstimulated and that you still want to be able to take your kid to the ZooLights, and instead you could just be forced to go in an area with like so many lights that you'll explode. So I did want to do that. But yeah, on this side of it, it's just like a lot of stuff.
You always think about these things a lot more deeply than I do. I was so impressed when I added a wheelchair lift into my zoo. I was like, yeah, I'm the accessibility master. I've got one wheelchair lift.
Yeah, it's because it's also part of my job. I think it's very important to make websites and web applications that are accessible for everyone. So I try to take that and bring that to Planet Zoo as well. I'm not going to pretend like I'm always doing it and that I never like mess it up, but I try. It's something that it's at least in my profession, it's such a small thing for us, and it makes such a big difference that I do try to look into it. But yeah, this is what I have for this area. Again, not too big, because yeah, as you mentioned at the start, zoos at the end of the day do still have a budget. They are not every zoo is Paradisa. So we do have to make like things that are somewhat realistic. But I am quite a big fan of this area, especially like these.
Yeah, these jellyfish are really cool.
I really like how they are, and they're pretty simple pieces. The only thing that I was surprised by is these are the flower pieces from the. We've got so many
Asia Pack,
flower pieces.
I think.
No, these are from the Americas pack.
Right.
Oh no, the zookeepers. See, it's too many flowers. Frontier.
Too many
Frontier, we got
celebration packs. That's the problem. There's like 3 festival packs, right?
Exactly. Frontier, we love your game as well. Don't take this the wrong way. But for Planet Zoo, two celebration themes is fine. We don't need like 4 of them. It's good enough. But yeah, this area, I'm quite happy with it, and I just want to end this area on these neon fish and jellyfish and squid. I just think those are really nice, and again, also made with the LED pieces. It's incredible what you can do with those pieces.
Yeah, they look awesome. They're like stuck to it with a They're sort of coming off it. They're not stuck directly to the boat, right? It looks good with the shadows.
Yeah, exactly. I did wanted to indeed like put in a little bit of distance so you could get the shadows, because otherwise it just felt like it was painted on, and that was not the effect that I wanted to achieve with that. So yeah. We're going to teleport a little bit because like a big part of this zoo isn't finished yet, and I don't like showing parts that aren't finished because I'm a perfectionist, and that's something that I should change about myself. But we're not changing that today because I've been sick all week. I'm allowed to be that. So let's jump to the next section, and we're going to do that right now. And I mentioned it earlier, but I did want the second section of the ZooLights festival to be much more toned down and much less like a feast on the eyes with all kinds of sculptures. So this time around, I went for a lot of lanterns. And I must admit, I really like I really like the result of this. I know I'm tooting my own horn here, as Mike would say, but it's just look at this.
It looks awesome. This actually really reminds me of what I was talking about in terms of the the non-zoo light shows that I've been to. There's a city not far from me called Bradford, which has a really large Indian and Pakistani community. And for Diwali, they light up the town hall, quite similar to this in all sorts of, the sort of the pinks and the greens. And yeah, this looks pretty close to what I've seen in real life. Looks awesome.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do, I wanted to use font pieces and put them in front of these projection lights to get like real life projections of like animals and stuff. But the pieces don't block the shadows. I think it will do that in Planet Zoo 2 if it does that in Planet Coaster 2. So
that would be cool.
I had to stick with regular lighting, but I still like it. Let's walk up. And again, just very simple. Just a bunch of lanterns in the trees and on the ground, just illuminating the trees again. And I did try to include some these fire pits things. It's not a fire pit.
Is that the Twilight lantern or something? What? How have you made that?
It is. Ooh, that's a good question. I forgot. I think it's the.
It's the South American one. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, and the good thing about this is that it's in the dark, so that you can't see that I used a rope piece at the top. Yeah. So the illusion isn't broken.
Yeah.
I'm not burning a piece of rope here. So we're at the end of this section of the entire light festival actually, and this is what I prefer over the light sculptures, just like some simple lanterns and lighting up pieces like the archway.
Yeah, it's very welcoming. On the right, is there some sort of tree house or something? If you look to the right, or is that a viewing platform?
This is a ranger outpost.
Nice.
Man, there's so much people. I thought I capped it at like 500, but I might have capped it at like 1,000. We'll skip the line. I'm the owner of the zoo. I can do that. Yeah, this is the
nice.
The ranger outpost, and again, it's like you said with the rest of like modern day and real life light festivals. They usually just like put them some projection lights on buildings, and it works. It doesn't have to be much more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lanterns look really good.
Yeah, and it's again. These are the ones from the Zookeeper pack, and those are really, really nice. They give like a very soft light, whilst the oh my god, I switched to Dutch. whilst the these ones are like much like less bright. It's just much softer. But yeah.
So what is this area here? You just went. Was that the tapir bit that you went through before with the water?
Yeah. So that area is the tapir.
Yeah.
Is the tapir's area, and this is, and I don't know, I don't think you'll recognize it with this light festival, but this area is heavily inspired by Plankendal, which you went to.
Oh right, yeah, great zoo.
And this is they also have like this kind of village with a bunch of houses you can enter, and this is like the same thing. So this is the first house you visit when you go to the village, and this is the ranger house, which looks even better now that it's dark outside. And then I had an entire school area as well. Which you probably also saw in Plankendal, because they have that as well. This is basically what if I just take everything from Plankendal and made it into Planet Zoo.
Yeah, I don't recognize it. I might not have been to that bit. There was like a massive downpour towards the end of my trip to Plankendal, so I did rush a little bit of it. It reminds me a bit of which zoo is it? It might be Leipzig. They have like an African village with a school. Maybe Zoo Leipzig might be.
Yeah, it's a pretty common thing to do.
I can't remember. But yeah, it looks really good.
Thank you. All right, well, this has been it for the Light Festival. Again, thank you so much for joining. And again, thank you so much for inspiring me to do this. Your episode on the Belmont Zoo with the Light Festival was absolutely incredible. I loved that series, but I especially loved that episode. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I thought it was a weird idea, but I was quite happy with it in the end.
I'm really surprised that not more content creators have tried this thing. Like, I think you were like the very first person I ever saw doing that in like something that really looked like what a zoo would do. So yeah, I'm happy to be joining that club.
Well, I think you've done a really good job of it. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
Can we get an aerial view, or will be too many unfinished things?
For you, I'll give you an aerial view. If Goron would ask it, I would say no, but you you get privileges. It's fine.
Oh yeah,
this is
really
where
good.
the zoo is at right now. It's a bit. There's still lots of stuff to add in the future, but I do kind of have to control myself a little bit so that I finish this before Planet Zoo 2 releases, because I know myself.
But you know what it's like in Planet Zoo. I told myself with Alpine Mountain Zoo that it would be. I think I almost had like a First World War situation where I thought it'll all be over by Christmas. I'll get it done by then because it's only going to be small. And I think I'm about halfway through, and it's nearly Christmas. So things always grow, no matter how small. I think the smaller you make a zoo, the more detail you put into it.
Yeah,
without realizing,
exactly.
And it ends up taking just as long.
Yeah, and especially if you like in your current zoo, it's you really went for like detailed themed stuff, which I love, and that really does take a lot more time than you expect every single time you start on a project like that.
And it's got terrain. That's the worst thing. It's got terrain in it.
Oh yeah,
I like a nice flat zoo. But even just putting down a wall takes about 10 times longer than it should do when you've got terrain in there. I think one of the good things about the way zoos do this is, like you said earlier, it's very rarely the whole zoo. They normally do areas. So at least it means if you want to build one of these yourself, you don't have to do the whole zoo. You can just pick a couple of areas you think it'll look nice in and do those. So it's quite manageable.
Yeah, and it was actually a third area that I did, but I couldn't nail the theme, and I was like, wait, no, instead of just trying to put it everywhere, just limit yourself to what you like, and I think...
I think it works well with over-the-top lights in this sort of super-themed Paradiser-style area, and then more subtle lighting in the Asian area. I think that works really nicely.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you again for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, same. We should do this again for other videos in Planet Zoo 2, maybe.
Oh yeah, can't wait. Only a year to go.
Oh my god! Every day I'm like I'm so happy that it's announced and it's been confirmed. But the whole thing, like, oh, next year, just makes me go, oh, we have to wait like another year. I want those fancy pods and that scaling and everything that we hope for.
I want a terrain brush. Now I can build a habitat in 5 minutes, or plant a habitat rather in 5 minutes. It offends me having to place each tree individually now.
Yeah, and the one in Planet Coaster 2 is like so much better. You can pick everything you want. Same. All right, I know myself. I'll keep waffling about if I don't end the episode right now.
No, it's good timing because one of my cats has just decided that he needs to urgently investigate my microphone. So you're probably just going to get all sorts of extraneous noise. Thanks again for having me, and I'm sure we'll do this again at some point.
Yeah, all right. Thank you all so much for watching. I don't have to tell you, subscribe to ZSHplays. If you haven't, go watch his stuff. It's incredible. I love it so much. I always count the days until his videos are up. I really, really love them, and I'm sure you'll love them as well. So if you haven't subscribed to him, which I doubt, you should do it right now because it's really, really good. All right. So thank you all so much for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye.